Welcome to the AXANH Engineers Podcast, episode 23. Today, we're embarking on what I think is a really important deep dive. We're talking about a topic that's not just evolving, it's actively redefining the landscape of our industry. Civil engineering outsourcing. Now, for many of you listening, especially those navigating the complex world of civil engineering, you know this pressure firsthand, don't you? It's this constant balancing act. You're juggling relentless deadlines, an ever-expanding portfolio of, really diverse projects. And then there's that crucial constant need for highly specialized expertise. It's just this relentless demand for efficiency, for innovation, and finding the right strategies, to scale your capabilities without incurring frankly, unsustainable overheads. That's kind of the holy grail, isn't it?
It really is. Finding that balance is key.
So our mission with this deep dive today isn't just to talk about outsourcing in general terms. We want to cover some truly objective insights into the core challenges you face, specifically in scaling those specialized civil engineering capabilities. And we'll explore how a strategic partnership model, the right kind of partnership, can fundamentally transform these operational realities.
Yeah, turning what often feels like a constraint into a real advantage.
Exactly. It's not just about delegating tasks off your plate. It's about strategic growth, really enhancing your firm's potential and building genuine resilience.
It's a much deeper approach.
Absolutely. So as we unravel these insights, we really want to hear from you. Please follow us, comment below with your biggest capacity challenges, or maybe you have specific questions about civil engineering outsourcing. Let us know. Okay, let's get started. Hashtag the unseen pressures on civil engineering firms. When you look at so many architectural, engineering, and construction AEC firms today, there's this sort of pervasive operational reality. It's like this low, constant hum of pressure that just underscores every single project.
It's always there.
We're talking about a landscape absolutely dotted with overlapping deadlines. I mean, constantly. And then there's this massive, sometimes dizzying array of project types.
Right, from small site plans to huge developments.
Exactly. You could be working on the intricate detail of commercial site plans, one day needing precise drainage design, complex utility coordination, and the next you're dealing with sprawling large-scale residential developments.
Which would demand extensive master planning, maybe complex grading, sophisticated infrastructure design. Completely different skill sets sometimes.
Precisely. And each of these projects doesn't just call for, precise execution. It demands a specific, often diverse, and highly specialized set of knowledge. It's great to have so many irons in the fire. It's a sign of success, but
it also exposes a critical operational risk, doesn't it?
It really does. This risk, this kind of moment of truth, it often crystallizes in a very specific point in a project. Picture this. You're deep into a project, things are moving along, and then bam, it suddenly demands something truly advanced.
Yeah, something maybe outside the day-to-day scope.
Maybe it's really complex civil 3D modeling for a super constrained urban site, where every single elevation, every pipe network has these cascading impacts.
Pushing your software, pushing your team's current proficiency right to the edge.
Or perhaps it's an intricate pipe network analysis for, say, a municipal water system upgrade.
Yeah.
Needs hydraulic modeling expertise your team hasn't quite honed yet.
Or maybe you're one expert and that is just completely swamped on another job.
Right. Or even highly specific earthwork calculations for a massive cut and fill operation, something that stretches beyond your team's immediate capacity, or maybe even their very specific niche expertise.
Yeah.
It's like you're building this beautiful, complex puzzle, everything's fitting, and then suddenly you realize you're missing a few very unique, absolutely critical pieces.
And the clock is ticking loudly.
Exactly.
And look, this isn't just a minor hiccup, is it? These scenarios, they force project managers into making really high-stakes decisions. Imagine you're that PM. A fantastic, new, lucrative project lands on your desk. It's screaming for specialized civil 3D skills to optimize, say, a complex stormwater retention pond.
Okay.
And integrate it seamlessly with a new road network. But your firm's only real expert in that specific area. They're already fully committed, buried under another critical deliverable for a different, equally important client.
Classic situation. What do you do?
Well, you essentially have two pretty fraud options, right? And neither feels great. Option one, you delay delivery.
Oof.
Yeah, that immediately puts client trust, your firm's hard-earned reputation, completely at risk. Could erode years of goodwill just like that.
And in this market, reputation is everything. Unreliability is killer.
Absolutely devastating. Option 2, then. You overstretch your existing in-house team. You push them way beyond their comfortable
A
limits.
burnout city.
Exactly. That path leads directly to employee burnout, almost inevitably a noticeable decline in the quality of work produced. And, statistically, a significantly higher probability of errors slipping through the cracks. Simple mistakes born from exhaustion.
And these aren't just like abstract worries. These are real, tangible consequences we're talking about.
Absolutely. Missed deadlines, as you know, they aren't just inconvenient. They can trigger substantial financial penalties, liquidated damages clauses in contracts,
Straight to the bottom line.
directly impacting profitability. And the issue of an overburdened staff, that's a compounding problem. It snowballs. Not only might they make errors because they're exhausted and stressed.
Which costs money to fix.
Right. But they're also far more likely to start looking elsewhere, seeking less stressful environments.
Which exacerbates your resource shortages even more.
Precisely. You end up in this vicious cycle of talent drain within your organization. And that cycle, it hinders innovation. It slows down project delivery across the board. It hits morale hard.
It really is that classic rock in a hard place scenario, isn't it?
It is.
Which brings us right to the core dilemma for so many mid-sized civil engineering firms out there. How do you effectively scale that specialized civil engineering expertise on demand? How do you capture those new, exciting opportunities without incurring what often feels like completely unsustainable overhead costs?
Yeah, the math often just doesn't work the traditional way.
Think about it logically. For most firms, maintaining every single possible niche skill set in-house 247, 365 days a year. It's just not practical or financially feasible.
The costs are huge.
Staggering. We're talking about the constant training needed just to keep up with rapidly evolving software. Think about the latest versions of Civil 3D, advanced hydraulic modeling tools. They change all the time.
And the licenses.
Oh, the software licensing. Significant investment in expensive licenses for these specialized applications, often annual renewals running into tens, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars.
And the kicker, as you said.
The kicker is, these highly specialized skills, while absolutely vital when you need them, might only be needed for very limited phases of certain projects, maybe projects that only come up, infrequently.
So you're paying all year for something you use maybe a few weeks or months.
Exactly. Investing in these high-cost resources for infrequent use really strains budgets. It diverts precious capital away from other critical priorities.
Things like R&D, marketing, broader employee development.
Right. Things that could foster broader skills or drive new business. And then there's the human cost. We touched on it, but it's worth emphasizing.
The burnout factor again.
That strain on resources, the pressure to wear multiple hats, perform multiple roles, it directly contributes to employee burnout.
No question.
When teams are consistently overloaded, they feel it. Higher stress levels, reduced job satisfaction,
And inevitably, higher turnover rates.
which disrupts project timelines, erodes that vital institutional knowledge you've built up, reduces the overall quality of your work.
Creates a ripple effect across the entire operation.
It's this detrimental cycle that, frankly, progressive firms are actively trying to break. They have to.
And these persistent challenges, this cycle, it often pushes firms to explore civil engineering outsourcing as a potential solution. But, and this is a big but, many quickly discover that the conventional approach, the sort of traditional way of doing it.
Which usually means what? Just offloading basic tasks.
Exactly. Typically just offloading basic drafting tasks to an external vendor. That rarely solves the core problem.
It's like bringing a shovel to a job that really needs an excavator, right?
Perfect analogy. Many firms try this, hoping for a magic bullet, some quick relief, but it often falls way short of expectations. Because the primary issue isn't usually a sheer lack of people to generate drawings. That's rarely the bottleneck.
Okay.
It's a critical gap in specialized knowledge and advanced analytical capability, and often a deep understanding of the project's context and nuances.
Right. The why behind the what's.
Precisely. So when you just send out drafting work to external drafters who are, frankly, working in isolation, often far removed from the project's overall goals or your specific engineering standards, or even just the subtle intent of the design.
They're just drawing lines based on instructions, essentially.
Pretty much. And they frequently almost inevitably introduce errors or omissions or maybe just misinterpretations. Things get lost in translation.
Which then leads to, what, more work for your team.
Exactly. It leads to extended, costly quality control cycles back in-house. Your valuable, expensive engineers end up spending more time correcting, clarifying, sometimes even completely redoing work because it just lacks that true integration with the project's objectives or maybe local requirements.
So any efficiency gains you hoped for are just gone.
Completely undermined. And it leaves firms feeling frustrated, often no better off than before. Sometimes even worse off because of the added management headache.
That's what you'd call purely transactional outsourcing then, focused just on cost for simple tasks.
Absolutely. Purely focused on maybe some cost arbitrage for relatively low-value tasks, but missing the bigger picture entirely.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Yeah.
Because this is where it gets really interesting, I think. This is where the whole concept of civil engineering outsourcing starts to genuinely transform.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about moving beyond that basic transactional model and embracing something far more sophisticated, far more impactful, strategic integration.
That's the key phrase, strategic integration.
And this is where specialized civil engineering design support, particularly the way it's offered by a partner like AXA Engineers, becomes absolutely essential. It starts acting as a genuine extension of your core capabilities.
Not just a vendor, but an extension.
Right. It's not about just finding a pair of hands to execute a task list. It's about finding an extension of your firm's mind, really. It's collective expertise. It's problem-solving capacity.
That's a powerful way to put it.
So instead of just providing generic drafting services, what a strategic partner like AXA Engineers delivers is targeted technical expertise, advanced analytical skills, even project management solutions, precisely when and where you need them most.
On demand, but deeply integrated.
Exactly. Imagine instantly gaining access to a dedicated team. A team that's not only fully equipped with all the necessary licensed software, the same cutting-edge tools your own team uses, so no compatibility nightmares.
Yeah, seamless file compatibility is huge.
But also deeply familiar with industry best practices, maybe even local codes in some cases, and critically, your specific firm standards.
They learn your way of doing things.
Precisely. This team becomes capable of integrating so seamlessly into your existing workflows that they genuinely feel like a natural, essential extension of your own staff.
Not some separate, distant entity you have to constantly manage.
Right. This isn't just about filling a role anymore. It's about fundamentally elevating your firm's capabilities almost overnight.
Giving you that agility.
Giving you the agility to take on more complex projects, maybe expand your market reach, things you couldn't do before.
Exactly. And by redefining civil engineering outsourcing in this strategic way, thinking of it as true design support partnership, firms start to address not just the immediate shortage of specialized skills, which is often just the symptom, right?
Right, the thing that gets noticed first.
But they also start tackling the broader, more systemic operational challenges. We're talking about fundamental issues like achieving true scalability without just inflating your fixed costs endlessly.
Which is the dream.
Boosting overall project efficiency across the board, maintaining consistent, high quality across all your deliverables, regardless of project size or complexity.
That consistency is crucial for reputation.
Absolutely. And this shift in perspective, it really sets the stage for looking at how an integrated partnership model can overcome those typical reservations. Those worries that many firms rightfully have about outsourcing. Things like control, communication, quality.
We'll get into those worries.
Yeah. A strategic partner like AXA Engineers, they're focused on delivering sustained long-term value. Value to your project teams and ultimately value to your clients. It fundamentally changes the conversation from, can we just outsource this one little task, to how can this partnership elevate our entire operation, make us more competitive, more agile for the future? It's about building a robust, flexible operational model.
Okay, now let's be honest for a second. For many people in the AC industry, the whole concept of civil engineering outsourcing, it often comes with a fair amount of baggage, doesn't it?
Oh, definitely. There are historical reasons for that.
There are common and, let's face it, often well-founded concerns that immediately spring to mind for firm leaders. You hear things like a perceived diminished sense of project control, like you're losing grip on the details.
That's a big one. Control.
Those frustrating communication breakdowns that can just plague any geographically dispersed team, time zone differences, language nuances.
Misunderstandings costing time and money.
And the ever-present worry about compromised quality standards. Will the work be up to our
It's
standards?
the ultimate fear, really.
So the underlying question, the one that keeps leaders up at night, is crystal clear. Can an external team, separated not just by miles, but often by significant time zones, can they genuinely operate as a seamless extension of your in-house staff?
Can they really become part of your team? Understand your firm's culture, the subtle nuances, as if they were just in the next cubicle?
Yeah, can that really happen? Historically, achieving that level of deep integration has been, well, challenging.
Very challenging. Traditional civil engineering outsourcing, the kind we talked about, often relies on optimizing those transactional exchanges.
Getting a task done cheap and fast.
Right. It's about getting a task and often for the lowest cost, which inherently limits that deep engagement and mutual understanding you need for true integration.
And the practicalities get in the way, too.
Absolutely. Misaligned working hours, maybe differing professional cultures, incompatible workflows. They frequently disrupt collaboration, leading right back to those painful inefficiencies we discussed earlier.
Like asynchronous handoffs, minimal context provided.
Creating bottlenecks, delaying clarifications, causing rework that erodes not just time, but crucially, iterates trust.
And then the burden of heavy oversight often falls right back onto the client's team, right?
Exactly, completely undermining the intended benefits of outsourcing in the first place. You end up spending more time managing the outsourcer than doing your own work.
Okay, so that's the problem.
Yeah.
But you're saying AXA Engineers, through its integrated partnership model, offers a fundamentally different answer.
Yes, precisely. It redefines how external teams engage and, more importantly, how they deliver real value.
How? What's at the core of that difference?
Well, at the very heart of how AXA Engineers directly tackles these challenges is their unique operational strategy. It's a dual-team, two-shift operating model.
Dual team, two shift. Okay, what does that mean practically?
It's not just about having more people. It's about intelligent, strategic structuring of those resources. These teams are specifically designed, and their shifts are staggered to ensure significant overlap with U.S. client working hours.
Overlap. That sounds key.
It is key. What this means in practice is real-time communication, actual live interaction. You're not waiting an entire day, or sometimes more, for critical feedback or simple clarification.
None of that endless email ping pong across time zones.
Exactly. Forget that. You can engage in live design reviews. You can conduct real-time technical problem-solving sessions. You can manage urgent coordination needs, just as you would with a colleague sitting right down the hall from you.
That follow the sun approach, but with genuine overlap built in.
It's a genuine game changer for efficiency. It dramatically minimizes downtime on critical projects. It allows work to progress almost continuously and significantly accelerates project timelines. Think about it.
Yeah, I can see how, especially for those really tight deadlines.
Absolutely. It's particularly beneficial for firms navigating those brutal deadlines for, say, large-scale infrastructure projects, or managing complex multi-phase developments where literally every single hour counts.
You could submit something at the end of your day.
And the AXA Engineers team works on the next steps while you sleep. Then you can review their progress first thing in your morning, have a quick call if needed.
That creates incredible velocity.
The operational agility and sheer velocity provided by this model are a core differentiator for AXA Engineers. It allows projects to advance essentially around the clock, reduces the risk of those costly project delays, improves cash flow because things move faster, ensures momentum is never lost.
Okay, that real-time continuous connection that definitely addresses the communication breakdown fear, that's invaluable for project speed. But the integration with AXA Engineers goes even deeper, you mentioned. And this is something that really stands out to me, their commitment to professional development and actual on-site immersion.
Yes, this is crucial for building that deep understanding.
You're talking about their engineers regularly participating in immersive on-site training programs at client facilities right here in the United States.
That's correct. It's a significant investment they make in their people and their partnerships.
And this isn't just a quick fly-in, fly-out visit.
No, it's an extended opportunity for them to gain firsthand invaluable experience. They learn your specific client standards up close. They get to understand the intricate nuances of local and state jurisdictional requirements, which, as you know, vary so widely across the U.S.
Massively, from county to county sometimes.
Exactly. And they fully grasp your preferred workflow preferences, your internal processes, how you like things done.
That direct face-to-face exposure must be absolutely critical for building trust and understanding.
It is. It equips the AXA Engineers team with a really nuanced understanding that goes way beyond just the technical specifications on a drawing. It extends to the interpersonal expectations, the subtle cultural cues of your specific firm, even the unwritten rules of how your team dynamics work.
Things you just can't get from emails or drawings.
Precisely. And this deeper insight, it supports much smoother collaboration day to day. It drastically reduces the misunderstandings that often plague purely remote teams. And ultimately, it leads to more accurate, more finely tuned, and more contextually appropriate deliverables from the AXA engineers team.
So it's about building a remote team that understands not just what you need technically,
Yeah.
but how you operate, why certain things are done a particular way, and the specific context of your local market.
Making them feel like a truly seamless extension of your own staff. That's the goal.
That makes a lot of sense.
And if we connect this back to the bigger picture, the sustainability, the long-term success of any civil engineering outsourcing partnership like this, it hinges profoundly on the people involved, on both sides.
People are always key.
Absolutely. And what's truly fascinating here, and quite telling, is AXA Engineers' unwavering commitment to its own workforce. This is reflected powerfully in things like its recognition as a great place to work.
Okay, I've heard of that certification.
And perhaps even more strikingly, a remarkable 97% employee satisfaction rate. That's consistently high.
Where 97%, that's incredibly high.
It is. And this isn't just a feel-good statistic or some marketing fluff. It directly translates into tangible benefits for their clients. It means a highly stable, highly motivated, and deeply skilled workforce.
Happy engineers do better work, essentially.
Essentially, yes. When you have engineers who are happy, who are genuinely engaged, who feel valued and supported in their roles, they are inherently more invested in their work. And critically, they become invested in your success as their client.
That stability must be gold for consistency.
It's absolutely key. Key to consistent project performance, and crucially, key to the long-term reliability and growth of the civil engineering outsourcing partnership. It means you, as the client, aren't constantly dealing with disruptive turnover on the AXA engineer side. You're not losing project knowledge every few months.
Or spending time constantly onboarding and retraining new external team members.
Exactly. Instead, you're likely working with the same dedicated professionals over time. Professionals who build an intimate, deep understanding of your projects, your specific standards, your internal processes.
That continuity must foster deeper trust and efficiency.
It does. It leads to a much more efficient, much more predictable workflow. These are the cornerstones of a truly integrated, successful partnership model.
Okay, so we have this picture of a highly integrated team, great communication through overlapping shifts, deep understanding built through immersion. But how do you achieve that really remarkable level of precision, that consistency day in and day out, especially with a team operating remotely? What's the mechanism?
A big part of the answer lies in process, specifically tailored processes. Central to AXA Engineers' integrated partnership model is the meticulous development of tailored standard operating procedures, SOPs, for each individual client.
Custom SOPs. Not just generic ones.
Absolutely not. This isn't a one-size-fits-all generic template approach that might only, half fit your complex needs. That kind of generic approach often leads right back to the pitfalls of traditional outsourcing. We talked about misalignment, rework. Instead, AXA Engineers collaborates incredibly closely, meticulously with each client. They work with you to align processes, specific software tools you use, and most importantly, your firm's unique quality benchmarks and preferred deliverable formats, down to the layer names and line types if necessary.
So they really embed your standards into their process.
Exactly. These custom SOPs are truly foundational to the partnership's success. They establish unified workflows, crystal clear communication protocols, precise quality control checks that significantly reduce rework and minimize misunderstandings right from the very start of any new project.
Creating predictability.
Creating a truly predictable and highly efficient project environment. An environment where both your in-house team and the AXA Engineers team are operating with shared expectations. Everyone's using a common language, a consistent methodology. Everyone is literally on the same page, moving in the same direction.
Which must drastically cut down on errors and speed things up for your civil engineering outsourcing needs.
It does. Fewer errors, faster delivery, consistent quality output. It's all linked to that shared process foundation.
Okay, process clarity makes sense. What about the tools, the technology?
While this clarity in process, meticulously documented in those custom SOPs, is then bolstered by a really robust and continuously evolving technological backbone. AXA engineers make significant ongoing investments in cutting-edge technology and secure infrastructure to support these sophisticated partnerships properly.
Like what, for example?
Well, for instance, they leverage Vietnam's largest civil 3D license portfolio.
The largest.
Okay. Now, that isn't just a bragging right or a simple point of scale. It's a profound practical advantage for clients. It ensures seamless file compatibility across different versions and projects. It maximizes operational efficiency because everyone's on the same platform. And it guarantees access to the latest software features across a really diverse range of project requirements.
So no frustrating issues with software version mismatches or compatibility problems.
Exactly. Or finding out your partner is using outdated tools that can derail a project or limit what's possible.
That's a relief.
Furthermore, and this is vital to emphasize, all work conducted by AXA engineers is done on fully licensed software, period.
That should be standard, but good to confirm.
It should be, but it's crucial. This isn't just about legal compliance, though that's important. It's a critical component of maintaining the absolute highest standards of project security and ensuring unwavering adherence to industry best practices and any relevant regulatory requirements.
Provides that foundational level of trust and professionalism.
Absolutely.
Right.
Which is non-negotiable in complex civil engineering outsourcing. It ensures your projects are handled with the utmost integrity.
And speaking of trust and security, for any AEC leader considering civil engineering outsourcing, or really any external collaboration, a critical, absolutely paramount concern is the security and protection of their intellectual property, their IP.
Top of the list for many, understandably.
We're talking about your proprietary designs, your sensitive client data, maybe unique algorithms or internal processes.
Well, things that make your firm unique and competitive, your core assets.
Exactly. These are the very core of your firm's competitive advantage, its value, its legacy.
Yeah.
So how does AXA engineers address that? Because that's a huge leap of faith, potentially.
They understand this deeply. They recognize that robust security isn't just a nice-to-have feature, it's a fundamental promise, a prerequisite for partnership. They safeguard this invaluable intellectual property with multiple layers of data security and incredibly rigorous anti-leakage protocols.
Multi-layered security,
Yeah.
anti-leakage protocols.
Okay. And what's truly reassuring for clients is their comprehensive alignment with stringent U.S. and international data security standards and best practices. Think ISO standards, GDPR principles where applicable.
So they're following established, recognized protocols.
Yes. These aren't just checkbox exercises for them. These are meticulously implemented, proactive measures designed to protect client assets at every single stage of a project, from the initial data transfer through the work process to final delivery and secure archival.
That robust security infrastructure must support regulatory compliance, too.
It does. It mitigates the very real risks associated with data breaches, which can be catastrophic. And crucially, it enables your firm, the client firm, to pursue innovation with confidence. You're not constantly distracted or worried about potential security vulnerabilities with your partner.
It's about giving you complete peace of mind.
Exactly. So you can focus on what you do best, designing and building the future, knowing your data is safe.
That makes sense.
Precisely. And this foundation of unwavering trust, which is meticulously built through those transparent processes we discussed, the state-of-the-art technology, and these uncompromising security measures, it is absolutely essential. It's the bedrock for any civil engineering outsourcing partnership that is expected to not only endure for years, but also to consistently deliver sustained value and become that genuine strategic asset we talked about.
Without that trust, the whole thing falls apart.
Absolutely. Without that profound level of trust, the potential for true integration, for seamless collaboration, for long-term success, it would simply crumble. It would leave firms feeling vulnerable, perhaps disillusioned with outsourcing altogether.
This allows you to operate confidently.
Knowing your most valuable assets from your critical project data right through to your hard-won reputation are vigilantly protected by your partner, AXA Engineers. Hashtag the long-term value of an AXA Engineers partnership.
So when we pull all this together, when we talk about civil engineering outsourcing, specifically with AXA engineers, we're really framing it as much more than just a service provider, aren't we?
Much more.
It's a strategic asset, something designed for profound sustainability and real long-term value. Not just a temporary fix when you're in a capacity crunch.
Right. It's not just plugging a leak, it's reinforcing the entire structure.
Good way to put it. This integrated partnership model It isn't about just patching a hole in your workflow for one project. It's about fundamentally expanding and fortifying your operational blueprint for the future, making you more resilient.
Building capacity strategically.
What it does, ultimately, is enable you to strategically extend your in-house capabilities. Extend them with a dedicated, highly trained, and deeply integrated team from AXA engineers. A team that genuinely understands your business objectives and your specific technical needs.
And that understanding grows over time, which is key.
That's a powerful distinction, isn't it? It
Yeah.
really differentiates this AXA engineer's approach from conventional transactional outsourcing. And the big benefit, it frees up your core in-house team.
Allows them to focus where they add the most unique value.
Exactly. Lets them focus on those truly high-level strategic initiatives, on nurturing those critical client relationships that drive new business and repeat work, on driving innovation within your firm.
The areas where their unique, in-depth knowledge of your firm, its history, its local market, is absolutely irreplaceable.
Meanwhile, AXA Engineers' design support team handles the complex technical execution with that precision and accountability we discussed.
Allowing your internal experts to really elevate their focus, engage in more impactful work, and reduce the burden of those repetitive, time-consuming tasks.
So this foundation really paves the way for a civil engineering outsourcing partnership that delivers measurable, truly transformative benefits.
Not just in the short term on one project, but across years of collaborative success.
Truly enhancing your firm's competitive edge in the market.
And when we look at the measurable return of a long-standing partnership like this, AXA engineers bring something quite remarkable to the table. 15 years. 15 years of proven, hands-on experience, specifically in the demanding U.S. civil engineering outsourcing industry.
15 years is a long time in this space. That's significant history.
It really is. And this isn't just a number on a website. This extensive history has profoundly shaped and refined their service model over literally thousands of projects. It means they've encountered, they've adapted to, they've successfully solved a vast array of complex challenges for firms just like yours.
They've seen it all, basically.
Pretty much. It ensures their solutions address not only your immediate project needs, but also those ongoing strategic priorities and the subtle, nuanced requirements of AEC firms across various sectors, land development, infrastructure, utilities. They've essentially refined their approach over a decade and a half to anticipate and proactively meet client needs.
Ensuring a smoother, more productive partnership from day one.
Right. By consistently building relationships, and they really emphasize relationships that are deeply grounded in trust, in unwavering dedication, and in that nuanced understanding of each client's unique requirements. AXA Engineers consistently creates outcomes that extend well beyond just isolated project successes.
It's not about one-off tasks anymore.
No, it's not about transactional engagements. It's about fostering a continuous stream of value that improves your overall project pipeline, enhances your firm's reputation for quality and reliability, and significantly strengthens your market position over the long haul.
That long-term perspective and deep experience, that has to be a core differentiator in the world of civil engineering outsourcing.
It absolutely is. It demonstrates a fundamental commitment to sustained excellence, not just quick wins.
Okay, and here's where that long-term commitment and that accumulated experience must really pay profound dividends.
Yeah.
In actual measurable cost optimization, right? Through the accumulation of what you called invaluable institutional knowledge.
Yes, this is where the efficiency gains become really tangible over time.
Over those 15 years, AXA engineers must have developed an incredibly nuanced, almost intuitive understanding of each long-term client-specific standards.
Their preferred workflow nuances, those often complex, ever-changing local jurisdictional requirements that can be so tricky to navigate consistently.
Things that are really hard to just write down in an SOP sometimes.
Exactly. This isn't something you get with a new transactional vendor you hire for every single project. This invaluable expertise is built collaboratively over time, project after project, year after year.
So how does that familiarity translate to savings?
Well, it dramatically minimizes onboarding time for new projects. There's less ramp-up needed, which means less time your valuable in-house team has to spend explaining the basics, and more time the AXA engineers team spends getting straight to productive work.
They already understand the project context, your standards, From day one, essentially.
Pretty much. It allows them to deliver accurate, compliant work right from the outset, significantly reducing that initial learning curve you often see with new teams.
And the reduction in errors and rework, that must be huge.
It's not incidental. It's a direct, tangible result of the team's ability to anticipate your needs, apply all that accumulated knowledge, and seamlessly integrate with your in-house processes.
Unlike transactional civil engineering outsourcing, where maybe each project starts almost from scratch.
Right. This integrated approach leverages a growing, shared repository of expertise to streamline execution, consistently maintain high quality, and ultimately save you both precious time and significant money in the long run. The ROI compounds over time.
That makes perfect sense. Build the knowledge, reap the efficiency.
And to further underscore that long-term value, that sustained excellence, we really have to reiterate the critical importance of AXA engineers' team stability. We mentioned the 97% satisfaction rate.
Yeah, that stuck with me. 97 to 100%, you said sometimes.
Yes, consistently high. And again, it's not just a statistic for an HR report or a point of pride for them. It directly reflects a dedicated workforce, a team that remains highly engaged and genuinely deeply invested in your client outcomes.
Because they feel valued and stable themselves.
Precisely. And this stability directly reduces the incredibly disruptive impact of high turnover, which plagues many outsourcing arrangements. It means you, the client, are consistently working with the same experienced professionals on your projects over extended periods.
No revolving door.
No revolving door. These individuals deepen their knowledge of your specific client systems, your operational quirks, your project history, contributing to a more reliable and exceptionally efficient civil engineering outsourcing partnership year after year.
So for me, the client, that translates into fewer disruptions. Definitely greater peace of mind.
Highly predictable project delivery because the team understands your expectations and processes intimately. They know what good looks like for you.
And crucially, I receive a consistent high standard of service from AXA engineers.
Project after project, year after year. It's partnership built on continuity, built on deep understanding, and built on mutual investment in success.
Which, as you say, should be paramount for any serious civil engineering outsourcing strategy.
Absolutely.
So ultimately then, the real measurable return on a long-term partnership with AXA engineers, it's clearly seen in both dramatically enhanced operational efficiency
Check.
and significant risk mitigation, especially around quality and security.
Double check.
As a firm leader, you gain this invaluable ability to confidently reallocate your time, reallocate your most precious resources, your best people, towards those truly strategic initiatives.
Freeing them up for higher value work.
You can do this with complete confidence, knowing that your critical design support, the engine room work perhaps, is being expertly managed by a team at AXA Engineers, a team that not only understands your business inside and out,
but also actively protects your interests with those robust security and quality protocols we talked about.
This fundamental shift, it allows your firm to address those persistent operational challenges, capacity constraints, skill gaps, with far greater agility.
With a much sharper focus.
And the confidence to maybe take on new, more complex, more profitable projects you might have shied away from before.
Absolutely. It's about transforming what might have once felt like limitations into powerful opportunities.
Creating new pathways for sustainable growth, for innovation, for long-term success.
With AXA Engineers as your trusted, truly integrated partner in civil engineering outsourcing. #tag outro.
Well, as we wrap up this deep dive, it really feels clear that sophisticated civil engineering design support, particularly the way it's provided by AXA Engineers, offers a truly transformative power for AEC firms today.
It really does shift the paradigm from cost-cutting to capability building.
Exactly. It takes those persistent operational challenges, we all know the capacity limits, the specialized skill gaps, those urgent nail-biting deadlines, and converts them into tangible opportunities. Opportunities for greater efficiency, for scalable growth, and ultimately for a stronger competitive position in the market.
Deep integration, robust security, and that sustained efficiency driven by a stable, expert team.
Those seem to be the undeniable hallmarks of the AXA Engineers design support partnership model we've discussed.
I'd agree with that summary.
And by choosing a partner so dedicated to seamless collaboration and genuine long-term value, you're really not just finding an external vendor anymore, are you?
No, it's a different relationship entirely.
You're truly embedding a strategic asset directly within your core operations. You're building resilience and capacity for whatever the future holds.
That's the potential, yes.
It leads to a really profound question, I think.
Which is?
Well, maybe you can phrase it best.
Okay, let me try. In a world that's demanding greater agility, unparalleled precision, and more specialized expertise than ever before, can you truly afford not to explore a partnership that doesn't just fill a temporary gap, but fundamentally extends and amplifies your firm's potential? A partnership that transforms limitations into lasting competitive advantages.
That's powerful.
We really invite you, if this resonates, to visit AXAengineers.com. That's AXAengineers.com. And just click Schedule a Consultation. Explore tailored civil engineering outsourcing solutions specifically designed for your firm's unique needs. See firsthand how AXA Engineers can help redefine what's possible for your operation.
Excellent. And if you, our listeners, found this deep dive helpful today, please be sure to subscribe for more insights on boosting project efficiency and leading innovation in civil engineering. We'd also love it if you'd leave a comment below. Tell us your biggest capacity challenge, or maybe pose a question for us based on today's discussion. We truly love hearing from you and engaging with your insights. Thanks for tuning in.